Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about something pretty interesting, some Rockstar employees actually speaking out, which is kind of cool. So this isn't a rogue Rockstar employee giving us leaks or details on any upcoming projects. This is actually formal interviews they did with the website VG247. And this was an article that was posted on Tuesday, and it was essentially a ton of different game developers and people who have roles at massive video game industries. They did interviews with VG247, and 2 Rockstar employees were in this list. And they kind of tell us about their experience working on Rockstar titles and Grand Theft Auto Online. So it's kind of cool, and it gives us a better idea of how GTA Online works. So let's dive into it right now. I will leave a link to the article in the description if you're interested in other games outside of Grand Theft Auto, as there's a ton in here from like EA to a bunch of other really big developers and publishers. So you should totally check it out if you are interested. So our Rockstar employee decided to remain anonymous, but they work in quality assurance. Now, if that sounds familiar to you, that's because we pay attention to Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto Online quality assurance a lot. That's the QA beta branch. We always pay attention to that as soon as a new update's about to come out. When this branch gets updated, it typically means that a new DLC will be coming soon. So this individual remained anonymous, but they work in quality assurance. They said their work history prior to Rockstar was just mundane bar and retail jobs before I graduated from university and then joined Rockstar QA. I like video games beyond all reason, finding every bit interesting no matter how weird. Probably sounds very boilerplate, but I just love to see how those tricks developers use to make mechanics work. For example, a lot of trees in older games are just 2D rotating sprites that constantly face you, evident while flying in Far Cry 3 and you look down, or engine quirks. So they specifically asked him, what does the role involved that you do? And he says the role involved testing along a test sheet of basic scenarios they knew would throw bugs. I'm guessing when he says they, he refers to like his bosses at Rockstar or, Rockstar staff or higher ups, and keeping an eye out for anything happening otherwise. Because it was open world Grand Theft Auto Online, we'd use a cheat menu to gift ourselves the stuff we needed to test, but sometimes that would birth bugs of their own. Also, had to be aware of what others were doing in the server, as we live tested with a couple of separate QA teams, had to keep track of the bonkers amount of information at once. All right, so that's pretty interesting. It seems like the quality assurance guys just go into the open world of Grand Theft Auto Online, and they said they were using cheat menus. Grand Theft Auto Online employees are using their own cheat menus. I guess it makes sense for them since they're testing stuff, and it would be easier for them to just spawn themselves in a specific vehicle rather than buying it, waiting for it to be delivered, calling it in. So I can totally see that. Rockstar employees want to test every single possible method that could happen in online, and to do so, using menus like that would be so much easier. But it is funny that Rockstar is in a constant fight with people that are using mod menus like this, yet they themselves, in testing the game, used the mod menus, which I always think is kind of funny. The next question they were asked was, can you give a specific example of what you might be responsible for? And this user says, a specific responsibility might be handling payments after sell missions. You tool up your business to have X product, and then you get other testers to go do the mission while you note all the variables. Product being sold, from where, mission difficulty, how many players in the server, if any products get damaged or lost, then trawl through the figures given to us by design on how much those missions should pay out to make sure the correct amount is taken. Notepads, spreadsheets, and shouting across the room to keep track of it all, and a keen eye seeing to any wacky behavior happening. Hey, QA guys, raise the price on payouts, okay? We need to get more money for doing things, whether it's sell missions, whether it's adversary modes, whether it's, contact missions. Raise the payouts. Hello, over here. All of us are yelling at you. Raise the payouts. Now, I'm not sure when this article was written or if he's referring to something in the future or the past, but they're specifically talking about business missions here. So since this is quality assurance, this is something they would be working on for the future. So I wonder if he's referring to a future business update that's already happened selling products, or one that'll be happening in the future, like specifically the next update. So he is talking about sell missions, all the variables that go along with that. One thing I think that's pretty interesting is, according to this employee, he says that the design team in Rockstar actually determines how much the missions should pay out, because he says by design on how much those missions should pay out. So that's pretty interesting too, that it's determined by one team that doesn't even test it in game. A separate team testing how long it takes, how difficult it takes, is responsible for making sure the payout matches up with what a design team gives them. That's pretty wacky. So maybe that's why the payouts in game aren't necessarily all that great. It's because the team that sets the payouts isn't really even testing it in game. So maybe Rockstar could do some changes there where the guys that are actually doing the testing say, hey, this is a little bit harder, let's bump up the price. So that right there is everything the Rockstar employee told us about Grand Theft Auto Online. It wasn't a lot, but it's incredibly rare that GTA Online employees or Rockstar employees actually speak out and go on record. So something like that is pretty interesting. Now, on sort of a separate topic, there was another software engineer, Blaine Hodge, who formerly worked in the AAA game industry, now indie, but he worked at EA and Rockstar. And he actually worked on Bully, which is a previous Rockstar game. So as a software engineer, it involves building the tech that goes into the game and is used by developers on the team, so rendering physics, etc., including tools used by the artist. Now, the one specific example he gave was actually when he was at Rockstar, and it has to do with him working on Bully. He says, one specific example was building the AI systems that allowed characters to have snowball fights in Bully, so running around behind cover and throwing snowballs at each other. So this guy did not give a lot, but it is pretty cool. He worked on Bully. Now, the reason I'm including this in this video is I still believe there's a chance, given recent leaks and rumors, that one of the next upcoming Rockstar titles after RDR2 will be Bully 2. So to see a second game like that would be pretty awesome. And I think it's one of the most underrated games Rockstar has in their arsenal. And seeing a second rendition of Bully would be absolutely awesome. So that right there is a couple of current and former Rockstar employees going on the record, talking about their experience in previous Rockstar games and Grand Theft Auto Online. Once again, I'll leave a link to the article in the description. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys think this is pretty interesting. I certainly think it is. Getting to hear from Rockstar employees is pretty rare. So whenever they do speak out, it's pretty awesome. Like I said, I'll leave the article in the description down below. Let me know your thoughts, opinions more down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.